Peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you sharing your time and your energy. Peace and blessings. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, who appeared in the divine person of Master. I further bear witness that He raised for us a divine leader, teacher, and guide in the person of the most honorable Elijah. I can never thank these two enough for leaving behind for me and my generation a divine reminder that God is present. And that divine reminder is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. In these three great names, I greet you in the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum, family. Thank you all for tuning in. Peace and blessings, family. I'm excited. I'm alive, and I'm coming with some great news. Some great news is upon us, family. We have How to Eat to Live Book 1, and we have How to Eat to Live Book 2. These are not just religious books. You do not have to just be a member of the Nation of Islam or a believer in the teachings of the Nation of Islam in order for the science in these books to work for you. Right? Isn't that great news? That you could just be your regular old self, get these books, open them up, read them, apply the science, and be affected with the ability to overcome disease, sickness, and premature death. Woo! That's beautiful, right? So in here, we are taught that fasting is our cure, right? We are given a scientific description of fasting and how it affects our body, and we are prescribed fasting as a tool for us to help put our bodies right where it needs to be, healthy, strong, and on the path to premature death. Now, inside of us, we have a system called the lymphatic system. And if we look at the lymphatic system on this particular anatomy model, the green vessels, these are the lymph vessels. The green dots would represent the lymph nodes. And what the lymphatic system is, it has three main functions. It helps to remove extracellular fluid. It is a part of the immune system, white blood cells, our T cells, our B cells, they transport the lymphatic system. And it's a drainage system where it helps to transport the dietary lipids that we eat. So we have extracellular fluid, we have our immune system, and it's also involved in the digestive system where it helps to transport digestive lipids. Because when you eat fat, fat isn't transported through our arteries or our veins. Fat is transported through the lymphatic system to be introduced into the circulatory system. So when we have these lymph vessels, they are all over our body. Because when we are looking, let's say you have your blood vessels, right? So it's not one straight vessel. We are made out of cells that are bonded together, right? So when material is traveling in that blood vessel, where the cells meet at, the material can be forced out. So you can have fluid, you can have viral cells, you can have proteins, you can have a lot of things that squeeze out of that fluid and it's of the cells, and it's called extracellular fluid or material. The lymph vessels, their job is to absorb and transport this material and reintroduce it back into the circulatory system. Now we hear about these foods and different things that people say help to promote the cleansing and the functioning of the lymphatic system. Well, look, when you put anything into your body, the lymphatic system is involved because it has to work to clean up this extracellular fluid. It has to work to transport the immune cells. It has to work to transport the digestive fat. So when we are looking at what we can do to improve the health of our lymphatic system, what can we do to improve the health of our lymphatic system? We have to first learn and know what the lymphatic system is and does. Now, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he teaches us on page 19 of How to Eat to Live book, and it's entitled Fasting is the title of the chapter. It says, fasting is a greater cure of our ills, both mental and physical, than all of the drugs of the earth combined into one bottle or a billion bottles. Allah, God, in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, has taught me that fasting with the right kind of food is the cure for our ills. He said to me that there is no cure in drugs and medicine, and this the world is now learning. We can take medicine all of our lives until it kills us, yet we are still ailing with the same old diseases. The bad foods and drinks that we are putting into our bodies keeps us victim to illness. There are very few nice doctors who will tell you that drugs are not good for you because they pay for their learning and want to keep practicing. But how to eat to live is what we want to know and have wanted to know all of our lives. All men and women want to know how they can prolong their lives. Nature teaches us to stay here in this life as long as we can. Nature has never taught anyone that he should leave this life and find another one somewhere else because we only have one life. So if we understand how important not just the knowledge of how to eat to live, but the knowledge of anatomy, the knowledge of physiology. Anatomy is the parts, physiology is the function of those parts. Once we learn this, it will become hard for somebody to give us an interpretation of health. It will become hard for somebody to say, hey, eat this or drink this or take this because I know myself. So the lymphatic system, look, the lymphatic system right? It doesn't, we have like our heart and we have our circulatory system, right? When we're looking at our circulatory system, the veins and the arteries, they are moved by the pump of the heart, right? So the beat of the heart causes, it pushes the material through the arteries and it pulls the materials in the veins. That's how the circulatory system works. The lymphatic system does not have a pump. Our lymphatic system, it does not have a pump. It moves. So the lymphatic system moves from gravity and muscle contraction. So when we are looking, the lymphatic system, it moves off of gravity and off of muscle contraction. So when you get up and you move something, see, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that walking is our best exercise. When you walk, you are doing a total body exercise. We have lymph nodes and lymph vessels from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes to the tops of your head. All throughout our bodies, we have the lymph vessels because they catch that extracellular fluid and material that squeezes out of the cell. They are like a garbage system. So they catch all of the garbage so it won't stay in our body. So this system, if you eat something and you drink something, to cleanse out your lymphatic system. That material doesn't circulate through your system unless you get up and you move. See, during that movement, when your muscles contract and release, that's body movement. When that contraction, it acts as a massage or a push or a pump to push that lymphatic material, the lymph, the fats, and the other material that it has collected through your system. The more you eat, the more polluted the system becomes. How to eat today? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, page 30. We get some science, all praises. Page 30. It says, to live a long time, eat once every 24 hours or once every 48 hours if you are able to do so, right? So when he says, and if you eat once a day, you should fast every month for 2 or 3 days. By doing that, there will be no poison left in the body at the end of the year to make you sick even 1 hour. When we are looking, a part of the duty of the lymph is to collect that material. The lymph nodes is where that material is filtered and the bad stuff is removed. So we can have, by continuously eating, we are continuously creating extracellular fluid and waste. So the lymph nodes is always active, right? How do we cleanse out that lymphatic system? We stop eating. We stop putting stuff in our body. So now there's no extracellular waste. There's no extracellular fluid for the lips to clean up. There's no garbage to clean up. So now that you haven't put new garbage in the body, now the body can deal with what's already in it. So when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad tells us to eat once a day or once every 2 days, right? That this is the best meal plan to give the body the chance to clean up the poison, that's the natural poison that's in food, to get rid of the waste, to extract and disperse the nutrients in the food that we have eaten. But we gotta know and understand that you don't clean your lymphatic system out with food. You don't clean your lymphatic system out with water because your lymphatic system is the garbage can. It's sitting there to collect that extracellular waste. Look on this. See the lymph, this is our veins. Material squeezes out of the veins. As that material, that extracellular fluid and waste and stuff squeezes out of the veins, the lymph nodes, the lymph vessels, they are right there to pull it up, to sop it up, to soak it up, and then it transports. Now, when we're looking at this lymph system, lymphatic system, we got to understand, and we have to definitely have a knowledge of self. So when we are looking at this lymph system, the lymph vessels are all over the body, from the head to the toe. They're pulling out this extracellular fluid and material. Okay, well, where does it go? See, now, when we are looking, if you can see the smaller diagram right here, the lymph system is divided into 2 parts. You have the right and the left. The right side, it covers half of your head and just this side of your body, of your right side. The left side of the lymphatic system, it covers the rest of the body, right? All of the drainage point, it collects this material. It collects this extracellular fluid. What does it do with it? So now that the body has collected it, what does it do with it? It empties it right here. This is the subclavian vein. The subclavian vein. The point right here. This is where the lymphatic system introduces all of the material that it's collected throughout the body It delivers it right here into the left subclavian vein. Then it is pumped directly into the heart so that material can be removed through your exhale through waste or be distributed throughout the body. The lymphatic system does not have a pump. It works off of gravity, the natural gravity pull, and it works off of muscle contraction. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us to fast, right? To eat one meal one meal every 24 hours. Strive to eat it one meal every 48 hours. Striving to eat one meal every 72 hours. In this time period, the body has a chance to get rid of all of the poison, to extract and disperse the nutrients, and it has time for these systems to rest. Every time you eat and drink, your lymphatic system is involved. We cannot clean it out with food and water. We have to stop putting material in us to allow that system to filter itself, to remove and to rest, right? So, How to Eat to Live, page 102. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us. Very, very, very beautiful teaching. Page 102, we learn the purpose of this book. He says that the main purpose of this teaching, How to Eat to Live, is to prolong our life. The main purpose of this teaching, How to Eat to Live, is to prolong our life. Original people, Black people, melanated people, Asiatic people, if you look like me, this is the science from God in person, a master father, a man that came searching to fulfill scripture, right? The promise of Abraham, know of a surety that your seed will be enslaved, right? In a strange land by a strange people for 400 years. That's us. The fulfillment of scripture, where Jesus said at the end of this world, God will come to give the dead life and life more abundantly. We are the dead. We are the people of God that was robbed, stolen, beaten, right? Mistreated, miseducated, and turned into something other than what we are, the so-called American Negro. But we have a solution to come and bring us back to our original state. We have a question in the Nation of Islam. Who is the original man? The answer is the original man is the Asiatic Black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. That is what we are getting a return to. And in that power or state of being the original people, in that state of being God, you have disease free, you have sickness free, you have death free. So we have been given the knowledge of how to eat to live so that we may prolong our lives. Listen to what he says. We cannot be successful in making the progress of a spiritual life unless we have the guidance for the physical life. This guidance comes to us through laws, rules, and regulations of our physical life. So when we are looking at the laws, the rules, and the regulations of our lymphatic system, the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and How to Eat to Live fit perfectly in the anatomy and physiology of that system, because it's designed to clean up the waste and the materials that squeeze out of the blood vessels from what we put in our bodies. See, when you eat and you drink it, and that digestive system is working and your cells are working and creating waste, that waste is removed through the lymphatic system. The more we eat and introduce in us, the more waste and material has to be. So we fast. Fasting is our cure. Listen, page 51. How to Eat to Live. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us. Remember, we kill ourselves by what we eat and how we eat. Just as food is our source of life, it is also our source of death, as God has taught. Food keeps us here and it takes us away. For long life, take long intervals between your meals and do not eat over one meal a day. See, we clog up these lymph vessels. In the lymph vessels, you also have white blood cells, your T cells, and your B cells from your immune system. So the lymph vessels, the lymph nodes, your lymphatic system is also a part of your immune system. When you hear about adaptive immunity, right? That's the strongest immunity that we can produce. Adaptive immunity. That's when your body is on purposely producing a cell to on purposely fix a problem. The T cells and the B cells are called our memory cells because once your body figures out how to solve a problem, that solution is stored in the lymph nodes, in the T cells, and in the B cells. So if you ever have that problem again, the memory cells can be deployed and it can easily, efficiently, and effectively take care of that problem. But because we are always eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks in between, we keep the lymphatic system busy. We keep it busy with extracellular fluid and waste and material. So it doesn't have time to be involved or activated in the immune system because it's always working. And you put on top of that we lead a sedentary lifestyle. We aren't moving as we should, right? So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that walking is our best exercise. When you do that walking, see, when you walk, you involve every muscle tissue in your body. So now all of these lymph vessels, all of that material that is collected, it has a chance to move through your body instead of being stuck. See, when you get bloated, when you become bloated here in your legs, in your arms, this is an indication that your immune or your lymphatic system is impaired. This is an indication that your lymphatic system is stuck. How do you get it unstuck? I know they would tell you to drink something. I know they would tell you to eat something, but I'm going to tell you, you stop eating, you fast. And then you get up and you move something. You move yourself into your healing. You move yourself into your health. You move yourself into your life. This is the physical rules, regulations, and laws that govern our body. And in order for us to get the most out of the body, we have to follow our anatomy. We have to follow our physiology. If not, we are going against ourselves and we are going to end up breaking ourselves. And we don't want to do that, right? Look, page 43, all praises due to him. Page 43 of How to Eat to Live. And this is our big problem is eating too much and too often. Listen, our big problem is eating too much and too often. So he teaches us. I repeat, the main thing in How to Eat to Live is to eat only once a day or once every other day. This will take care of everything. Woo! Listen, you're getting some science. This is not religious or spiritual. This is going into anatomy and physiology. This is scientific. He says, listen, I repeat, the main thing in How to Eat to Live is to eat only once a day or once every other day. This will take care of everything. You cannot go all over the earth trying to eat
everything that people say is good to eat, right? But give what you do eat time to get out of the way for the next meal and the effect that it probably would cause. Listen to this now. He says, you cannot go all over the earth trying to eat everything that people say is good to eat. But give what you do eat time to get out of the way for the next meal and the effect that it probably would cause. So when you're looking, if you have a clogged lymphatic system, if you have a clogged, impaired, damaged lymphatic system, its job is to clean up the waste. Its job is to clean up that extra fluid and material. So by you putting more material in your body, you aren't cleaning it. You aren't helping it. So he tells us to let what you have already eaten have time to be broken down and to be dispersed and to be removed before it has a chance to do damage, before you put new material in your body. Doesn't that make sense? Doesn't that sound scientific? That hold up. I repeat, the main thing in how to eat to live is to eat only once a day and once every other day. Okay, now he tells us why. This will take care of everything. You cannot go all over the earth trying to eat everything that people say is good to eat, but give what you do eat time to get out of the way for the next meal and the effect that it probably would cause. Brothers and sisters, let your stomachs rest. Stop trying to eat 3 meals a day and all in between. This is enough to kill chickens and pigs. See, so when we are looking, here's another description of the lymphatic system. Look, here's another. This is our lymphatic system. All throughout the body, it's designed to pull that material, that waste that could potentially get you sick if it's left there. So you have lymph nodes and vessels in your feet. So when you get that swelling in your feet, when you get that swelling in your lower extremities, it's because your lymph vessels, see, you aren't moving. They don't have a pump. The lymphatic system does not have a pump of the heartbeat. Doesn't move the lymph fluid. The lymph fluid moves off of gravity and you muscle contraction. So if you have this is where the sedentary lifestyle becomes dangerous at, because it immediately impacts and affects and impairs and inhibits your immune or your lymphatic system. See, when we have that sedentary lifestyle, it immediately impacts, affects, inhibits, and impairs our lymphatic system because it's made to function off of muscle contraction. That's what moves. See, all of this material, it has to move right here. Look, you have your right subclavian vein and your left subclavian. The right one, some material is introduced there as well. But the main entrance back into the circulatory system is through the left subclavian vein. So all of this material, look, all of this material, it has to be transported, moved up, and introduced right here. So when we're sitting all day, and then we're eating all day, all we are doing is putting material in our body, and it's getting stuck because we aren't moving, we aren't stretching, we aren't walking, right? So now you look, and now this system, it can't transport anymore. So now your lymph nodes, they become infected and they become swollen. And now you are gaining weight. You are gaining maturity. You are becoming bloated, right? This is becoming stagnant. Your body is becoming stagnant. So all praise is due to Allah. We have divine solutions. How to eat to live. Listen, page 37 of book 2. How to eat to live, page 37 of book 2. All praises due to Allah. The key to better health. Ooh, look at that chapter. The key to better health, right? It says, there is no question. If we eat right, we live. There is no question. This is the first sentence. There is no question. If we eat right, we live. If we eat the wrong foods, it shortens our lives. One meal a day and nothing between that one meal will get you a longer life. That is, if you eat the proper food. We make ourselves sick. Do not think that sickness is something that just comes by itself, regardless to how we live. It is the way we live that makes us sick. Man, see, so if we are honest, we have been reared under a people that not only are our open enemies, but everything they do is diametrically opposed to what we need to do and what we are. For instance, the sunlight. We are the people of the sun. We need the sun. But the Europeans, our open enemies, within 15 minutes, the sun starts to kill them. So the science of health and wellness for them is completely different from us. The foods that they produce is for them. And you and I should not eat them because we are a natural product and we need natural food. Our open enemies, they are not natural. So they don't eat or consume a lot of natural material because natural is their enemy. We are natural. That's our nature. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us, hold up, with that foolishness, don't think that you are going to get sick just because. No, it is the way we live, the way we eat, the way we think that causes the imbalances in us that leads to premature death, right? And it is up to us to get a knowledge of self, which includes a knowledge of my anatomy, a knowledge of my physiology. So therefore, I can't be tricked by these doctors and these scientists and these supplements and all of these other pills and drugs and other things that's being introduced to us that sounds good. But if I don't know my lymphatic system, I might sit there popping these pills and supplements and these foods thinking that I'm doing something. But my lymphatic system works off of gravity and me moving. So the best way for me to strengthen and imbue my lymphatic system with health, power, and life, it is to apply the science of how to eat to live. It is to apply the science of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad teaching us that walking is our best exercise. Woo! Wait, man, I want to leave. Look, I want to conclude page 119 of How to Eat to Live. This is from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Listen to this science. He says, listen, we cannot charge the white man with his way of life and we follow it. If the white man eats poisonous foods and eats 3 or 4 times a day, that is his business. We have now learned to distinguish poisonous foods from the non-poisonous. Why should we eat poisonous food? We have learned that eating too much causes us to suffer. So why should we do so? See, this is going in. We cannot charge the white man with his way of life and we follow it. See, we got to nap because if the white man eats poison foods and eats 3 or 4 times a day, that is his business. We have now learned the science of poison foods and non-poison foods. We have now learned the science of how to eat to live. So now that oneness is up to you to take charge of your place in all temple property and view, to walk your post in a perfect manner, keeping always on the alert. That's up to you, right? That's because this is my body. It's my life. I should be working to safeguard my own life. Listen, page 52. This is the gem. All praise is due to Allah. How to live more than 100 years. Woo! All praises. Look at these titles. Nobody else in the world is even approaching the subject of abundant life. Nobody else in the world is even approaching the subject of how to live over 100 years. Nobody else in the world is approaching the science of how of abundant life in 1,000 years or for however long you desire to live. See, we have a way to escape premature death. Premature death is dying when you don't want to die. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that we died when we were ready. That's when we broke the dietary laws to cause our death. So in here, look, how to live more than 100 years. Listen, Allah has taught me in the person of Master Fard Muhammad how to eat to live so that I also may teach you. He desires to extend our lives from a short span averaging 62 years to a span of 1,000 years or for as long as we desire to live. He said there is no set time for us to die. So we're cleared of that foolishness. And how do you die, Brother Sean? He says we kill ourselves daily by means of what we think, what we eat, and what we drink. This is how we kill ourselves. This is how we kill our lymphatic system. Because we have been taught that you have to eat to clean it. No, let us employ the science of our anatomy and our physiology. If you put anything in your body, your lymphatic system will have to clean it up. It's going to be involved. And that polluted material will be there until it's transported. You can't eat to transport. You got to get up and move because the body, the lymph fluid, moves off of muscle contraction. It moves off of gravity. So even if you're eating it, if you don't get up and move something, that material will be stuck anywhere in your body. Woo! Praise is due to Allah, to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Family, these are the real life insurance policies. This world does not want us to know that we can extend our lives, that we can live as long as we desire to live. So they sell you on the aspects of death. They sell you on the aspects of death and not life. So they will get you to buy a life insurance policy that's only good if you die. These are life insurance policies that are only good if you live. Woo! Listen, listen. So if you get these policies and you apply them to your life, the more you live, the more reward you will get. You don't have to wait until you die to get your reward. You don't have to wait until you die to get your reward. Get it now. Get your life insurance policies. www.noi.org, www.finalcall.com. I thank you for tuning in. I pray to Allah that this message was received
and the spirit that I was striving to deliver it in, the spirit of your brother, the spirit of love, and of course and always in the spirit and in the name of God. So family, I leave you as I came in the greeting words of peace. Salam alaikum. Peace.